At the Apex Summit 2025, Brad Garlinghouse is on stage. Many people are talking about new information that Brad Garlinghouse said XRP could get 14% of Swift's trade. I needed to check it out to see if what you said is true. I did look at it. It's true. That is true, and I will show you all the evidence. More news about tokenizing US Treasuries will also be shared. There is a brand new version for developers who use Ripple. As we speak, tokenized treasuries go live on the XRP ledger. At the end of the movie, we also talk about progress being made on the Genius Act, which would regulate stablecoins in the US. Let's look into what's going on here in Singapore more deeply. The speaker, Anders X, says, "I've seen Brad laugh like that before. It was funny that the last time was in Singapore with Ross Letkow from the IMF. Before the lawsuit and everything, this was the case. Here's Brad on stage. This is the video clip that is playing below. This is the video of Brad. Let me put you down. I would buy the all the money XRP joke coin if I had to. That's it? Wow. You need to know. You now have some homework to do. I'm sorry, the joke? Huh? Yes. That being said, I believe this is okay. It seems like 25 people in the crowd just went online. All the money is being bought. Do not do it. Allow me to enter first. I was joking. What's going on? Okay, lost the plot. Okay, so they're talking about meme coins up on stage, and Brad is starting to smile more. It looks like they're having a great time at this event. Let me know in the comments if you were at the event and saw this live. I'd love to know how this went for you. It looks like a great time. According to Ripple X Dev, I think a lot of people don't realize how much momentum will be created when the world's biggest economy finally starts to support new ideas and cryptocurrencies. This is Brad Garlinghouse on the Apex 2025 main stage. Pay attention. A lot of people don't realize how much momentum the world's biggest economy will create when it finally takes a pro-innovation and pro-crypto stance. It's very important. Even better, I'm going to make a movie about this after this one. Bank of America is moving forward with their own stablecoin, which is something we talked about on this channel last year. I said I think banks like Bank of America will use Ripple to start a stablecoin because they already work with them. That's not what we know. All we know is that Bank of America is going forward with their own stablecoin. It meant that I thought they would surprise us with the technology, which I will talk about in that film. I don't want to go too far into the woods. However, it was also said that I couldn't find a movie about this. So I did what they said and checked the facts. So Brad Garlinghouse was the only one who said crypto DAC at Apex 25. Brad Garlinghouse just said, in the next 5 years, he thinks XRP could have 14% of the Swiss market. This is what I wanted to do. Make it confusing to see if this is really true. This is the simplest way for me to check it. So I made the statement. I asked, did Brian Brown and your guard really say that? At the XRP Apex 2025 event in Singapore, Brad Gates did say in public that he thinks XRP could take 14% of Swiss volume in the next 5 years. Several reputable crypto and financial news outlets have covered this. Garlinghouse said after the event that Ripple is focusing on liquidity solutions for cross-border payments. This makes XRP a competitor to the standard Swift financial messaging system. But the claim that all AI check this price, I was curious about what the price would be. I also talked about how much it would cost if Ripple could get this. In their tweet, the person said the price would rise to $500.00. When I looked into this piece, I didn't find any $500.00. XRP could get 14% of the world's Swift volume, I ask. What might that mean for XRP's price? Do not forget that AI is not perfect. It's getting its information from a number of different places. That's something to think about, but here it is. Every day, 5 trillion will be sent by Swift. That's about $700 billion, 0 cents a day, or 14%. In Ripple's on-demand liquidity option, XRP is mostly used as a bridge currency. Not all transactions would need people to hold on to XRP for a long time. The volume to market cap relationship is talked about. People usually think that 5 to 10% of the daily transaction volume translates to market capitalization because of how quickly tokens are used. It says that GPT analysts think the price will go up by 15%. That's about 15% of the 750 billion that are sent every day. What does 75 billion mean? So the suggested market cap for XRP would be between 750 billion and $1.15 trillion. This would mean that the price per chat or GPT would be between $12 and $25. But some people, like those in Reddit groups, think it could be in the hundreds. It's really hard to say. I mean, if Ripple is starting to get that much traffic out of the Swift system, I guess. In 10 years, where will it be? Or in 15 years? Is it going to get 30%, 40%, or 50%? How much space will there be then? Also, we're not taking this into account. These 5 years are coming up. You also need to know about stablecoins. On the XRP system, more stablecoins will be made. The XRP record will show the volume and value of those stablecoins. That will bring value in the form of tokens, stocks, bonds, swaps, and real estate debt. And some kind of DeFi solutions were also going to help prices rise over time if we could use XRP and all this other stuff. It's hard to say for sure how much the payment will be, but AI thinks it could be as low as $10.00 to $25.00, or as high as a few $100s at most. It's likely somewhere in the middle. Tokenized US bonds are now live on the XRP ledger. This is a brand new post from RippleX Dev on June 11th, which is today. I'm gonna have Cass put out this video today. It says that tokenization is no longer just an idea for white papers and pilot projects. Instead, it will lead to new ideas in the world's financial system, as Ripple and Boston Consulting Group explain in their latest report on how asset tokenization will transform fixed assets into flexible, programmable tools that will make way for 19 trillion markets by 2033. Remember, if we can get a full $1 trillion 0 cents worth of real value on the XRP ledger, if there is some kind of market cap multiplier, right? Because we are seeing all these different inflows, sometimes 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, or 50 million, when people are really starting to fear missing out, FOMO. But we know that 40 or 50 million can change the XRP market cap by 10 or 20 billion. That's because some crypto assets aren't as liquid as people think they are, and a real dollar worth 1 or 2 trillion could take us to $25 trillion 0 cents, $50 trillion 0 cents, or $100 trillion 0 cents. At first, we don't know how big of an effect that will have. Then I think there will come a time when there is so much money in it that, taking away or adding a trillion won't make a difference. All of this is really cool to see. It's clear that the same multiplier effect applies to Bitcoin, HBAR, and all of these other currencies. Today, the future moves forward in a real way. Ondo short-term loans, Ondo finance. The XRP record now shows US government treasuries, which is also known as OUSG. This is an important step that gives more institutions access to one of the most reliable real-world currencies on the blockchain. This is made possible by Ripple's enterprise-grade stablecoin RLUSD, which makes minting and redeeming RLUSD easy. My question is whether or not these big banks and other financial